welcome to Woodland High School as we come to you from the banks of the Etowah River tonight at Wildcat Stadium. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker bringing you all the play-by-play action here. This is Game 4 of the 2006 season brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive, and we're in for a great game tonight. Sequoia comes in here riding a perfect 2-0 mark, and for the Woodland Wildcats, they're looking for their first victory of the year as they continue here in region play, and a big night for both teams.
Yeah, Woodland looking to improve. This is kind of unusual for Woodland. Being in a different region, they don't normally play Sequoia. They're accustomed to playing some teams up north, East Paulding, the Paulding County schools. Being in this different region, you don't know the teams as well as you have the last 5 to 6 years. And this is a different team. This is a team they're going to have to learn, and this is a team they're going to be playing for the next 2 years. As you look at the schedule and you see some of those schools on the schedule, most of the kids, most of the fans don't, recognize some of these schools, Scott.
And not at all. And I think these are, you're looking at Sequoia, Lithia Springs, Douglas County, East Paulding, Pebblebrook, Osborne, Alexander, Chapel Hill. We haven't seen these schools since Cartersville was in Chapel Hill's region, and Cass played in Quad A ball with all of these teams several years ago when they were also in there with Harrison and McEachern before they realigned everything. So, again, we haven't seen a lot of these teams in a long time, and very interesting to see what happens tonight.
Yeah, and it's the advantage when you have tendencies and you know what offense and you know what defense to prepare for, but, it started off new for Woodland this year.
Well, the opening kickoff is deep and into the end zone. As always in high school football, you cannot bring one out of the end zone, so Woodland will take over at their own 20.
Scott, I don't think you like that rule, do you?
No, I don't. I'd like to see it.
Just by the tone each Friday night, you can't bring it out of the end zone in high school football. I think you'd like to see a kid come out of there about 8 yards deep and go about 108 for the touchdown.
Well, I just don't see the point in the rule. I guess that's why,
It is. It's inconsistent.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I don't understand it either. That kid wants to take a chance and come out and get tackled at the 5 and get benched.
Well, Woodland will bring it up to the line. Under center now is Mitchell Bowles. He'll send it back in motion, and this time he hands off right up the middle. The ball carrier is Cordell Horace, and he's right at the 20-yard line. Maybe got a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and long for the Wildcats.
Horace on the carry. That time Woodland had motion. Tried to make that play look like it was going to be a speed sweep, like he was going outside, but they gave it to Horace underneath, trying to catch Sequoia off guard with the belly on that play to the right side of the Woodland offensive line.
Well, the Wildcats will work from the right hash mark. They're going to send it back in motion, and this time Bowles drops back under some heavy pressure, rolls out, throws over the top, has a receiver, and the ball's incomplete. That time intended for number 24, Bobby Turner, and it brings up 3rd and 10 now for the Wildcats with 11:15 to go here in the opening quarter. Again, no score on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week.
Yeah, that was really a good job by Bowles of escaping the pressure. He really didn't have anybody open. Had a chance early to get the football to 24 Bobby Turner, but by the time he escaped pressure, Turner was not open and really did a good job of just throwing that football away and not risking a turnover.
Well, good crowd starting to fill in here at Woodland High School as the Cats break the huddle and bring it up to the line. 3rd and long on their opening possession of the game. The Sequoia defense, let me tell you, they look big up front. That's a good-looking front 7 there, front 8, I guess they've got up in the box. Bowles will drop back on. This time he's going to hand off on the draw up the middle. That time it goes to Bobby Turner. He's across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line. A pickup of 3, but it's going to bring up 4th and 7, and the Wildcats are going to be forced to punt.
And I thought that was a good call. Of course, Sequoia thinking pass on that play. Woodland dropped back, handed off underneath with the draw. But, Scott, you're right about that front 7, particularly the linebackers of Sequoia. They've really got some good-looking kids on defense.
I'd like to welcome all of our viewers in Cherokee County this week. Hopefully be able to do some work over there in the future. Wildcats back to punt. They get that one underway. And Sequoia will pick it up at the 50. And no return that time for number 21, Tim Murphy, who's hit right as he catches the football at the 50-yard line, and that's where Sequoia will take over 1st and 10.
Yeah, and Andrew Knox along with number 60 for Woodland, Ian Edison on this play. As soon as that football was fielded, as you can see, bam! Oh, but I tell you, that's a dangerous play by the punt returner, fielding that ball with pressure coming in his face. Fortunate that Sequoia didn't get a turnover on that play.
Well, the Chiefs will bring it up to the line. Nathan Grummer, the quarterback, will go under center. Again, they're going to work out of the wing tee. Looks more like a Delaware set than some of the other wing tees we see. Reedy goes in motion, and this time they hand off right up the middle.
Handed up to the fullback for Sequoia, number 31, Tyler Reedy, a senior. Picked up about 3 yards. Initially, it looked like he was going to be stopped for no gain, but kept the feet moving and picked up 3 yards on that play. Be 2nd down and 7 for Sequoia, first down.
I think that was actually Mincy on the carry, maybe 41.
That was that 41?
41's the fullback as Mincy comes in the fullback position again, and again they'll work out of the wing tee. 2nd and 7 the call as they'll go back under center. Grummer goes under center, brings the tight end to the right side of the formation. This time he's going to send Reedy in motion, and the handoff again up the middle. Ball looked like it was loose, but picked back up, and Sequoia will push it across the 40, and that's going to be good enough for a first down.
That time Woodland went, I beg your pardon, that time Sequoia went unbalanced. They took the tight end, number 82, Stephen Plain, moving to the right side, making Woodland think they were going to run outside to the right side, but they came back underneath with the fullback, 41 on that play. That's Mincy again running the fullback trap. It's going to be Sequoia first down, picked up just enough to get the first down on the play. Nice hard running by the fullback on that play, Mincy.
Mincy again in at fullback. They bring the tight end Plain to the right side of the formation, and this time they hand around the left end. Looking for the corner is number 4, Eric Robinson, and he's across the 35 down to the 34-yard line. A gain of 6 on first down, brings up 2nd and 4.
Yeah, number 24, Bobby Turner, making the tackle. And you can see some of the problems, Scott, that you're going to have with Sequoia. They're running wing tee, they're running trap, running buck sweep, but they're giving you so many formations. They're moving the tight end. They're going a flanker, and then a split end. They're going wing back. They're going unbalanced. The biggest challenge is just trying to get lined up against all the sets they're running, because they're going to run about 4 or 5 basic plays, but probably 25 different sets.
Well, Sequoia will bring the tight end to the right side of the formation. Again, Grummer goes under center, and this time he hands off to the fullback right up the middle. Running the football again is Mincy, and he is just a battering ram up the middle as he pushes his way forward for about 4.5, and it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, and that's just kind of like a midline play where they just give it right up the middle. It's not really a fullback trap, and now Sequoia comes out of the huddle quickly, tries to catch Woodland off guard to line up in their offensive formation.
Again, out of the wing tee, and this time Grummer will keep it right up the middle. He's going to push his way forward for the first down, and they're going to move the sticks.
Scott, I've seen Sequoia before, and this is the way they always look. They get in the wing tee, and all they're trying to do is maintain ball control. It's 4 yards, 3 yards, 5 yards, 6 yards, just methodically down the field. And they can wear your defense out if you're not careful. It won't be anything fancy. Occasionally they may get a big run, but it's 4, 5, 6 yards at a clip.
Inside the 30-yard line, the Chiefs will line up again out of the wing tee. Grummer goes under center. This time he's going to send it back in motion. They give it to him around the left end, and a nice stick defensively that time by Jeremy Cleaver. Came up to meet the ball carrier that time. It was I believe that was 31, Tyler Reedy on the carry.
Yeah, nice job by Cleaver. They ran the buck sweep back to the short side of the field. But that time Cleaver doing a good job of making his read, as you can see on the replay, was not full, came in untouched. The guard could not get there quick enough, 55, to block Cleaver. He was there so quick. Cleaver making the play for a loss of 2 yards on that play.
Huge play defensively there for the Wildcats. Finally, they get ahead here of this Sequoia offense. Chiefs will send it back in motion. This time they give it to him around the left end, and again, pushing his way forward that time was Tyler Reedy. He'll gain a couple on that one, bringing up 3rd and long.
And that was all Tyler Reedy. He should have been stopped for at least a 2 or 3 yard loss in the backfield, but Reedy just made a slight move, caused 2 guys to miss, picked up 3 yards really on his own. 3rd down and long now for a Sequoia first down. Be 3rd down and 8, and this is a big down here early in this football game for the Woodland defense.
Yeah, Woodland defense getting set right now as the Chiefs bring it up to the line. I mentioned they looked like Michigan with those helmets, but really they look like the University of Delaware, the Blue Hens. They're going to send it back in motion, and this time they hand off back on the other side, and coming back the other way that time was the ball carrier number 31, Tyler Reedy, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Might have pushed forward for a yard, but it brings up 4th down, and now the Chiefs have to make a big decision on their opening drive of the game here with 6:03 to play here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, and that was number 28 for Woodland, C.J. Jackson on that play. Cameron Jackson making the tackle again, staying home, getting his read, and making that play for about a yard gain.
Coming in to kick will be Josh Plemons, a senior. He'll be lining up for what will be a 45-yard attempt. The snap is down, the kick is up and on the way, and I believe that one's going to be wide right. It won't be good, but see, in high school football, you don't need to worry about missing from that distance because the other team just gets it at the 20 as long as you kick it into the end zone.
Yeah, I think that's a good rule, though, Scott, for high school, because you don't have the accuracy that you have a tendency to have in college and pros. In college and pros, I like the rule. It goes back to the original line of scrimmage. But in high school, I think you got to put it 20-yard line.
There you get a good look at Scott Hamilton and his crew who dodged the first bullet from the Chiefs, and now they're going to try to get something going on their own. Their second possession, they start at their own 20-yard line. Bowles will go under center as the Chief defense shifts, and this time they hand off right up the middle, and pushing his way forward is Cordell Horace. A gain of 8 yards on first down, actually maybe 7, brings up second and a long 3.
And Cordell Horace is a good, hard running back for Woodland. That's kind of like the midline play again, right up the middle, running the football extremely hard, breaking tackles. I like the way this kid runs the football.
Well, the Wildcats will bring it up to the line. They're going to send it back in motion, and this time they hand it off around the right end, looking for the corner. That time was number 22, Dale Rhodes, but he's going to be dropped for no gain on the play. Might have lost a couple, and it brings up third and about 6 now.
Yeah, and it looked like Rhodes had something outside, but Sequoia done a great job on the edge of playing position and keeping good leverage when Rhodes tried to bounce it outside because he really had nothing inside. Sequoia had such great leverage it made the tackle on him right out around the line of scrimmage, and it's going to be 3rd down and 6 here for a Woodland first down.
So the Wildcats will come up to the line. They'll drop back. Bowles throws over the top, and it's incomplete. He had no one in the area. I guess the closest receiver that time was Chris Frazier, and it goes incomplete, and that will bring up 4th down, and the Wildcats are going to be forced to punt.
Yeah, I'm not sure if Bowles was trying to throw that ball away or if there was miscommunication, but there was no way Frazier could catch that football. Thought he would go to number 89, the big target out there for Woodland at 6'5", 6'6". They've got Scott Wyndham.
Well, the Wildcats will be forced to punt this one away, and we got a penalty flag on the field. Let's see what the call is. It's going to be illegal procedure against the Cats, and that doesn't help either because they're losing the field position battle right here. Sequoia got the ball at midfield. Their first possession, they're probably going to get it around the midfield stripe here in their second possession, and now most definitely will as you back it up 5.
Yeah, and that's why you kick off first because of field position. That's why Sequoia elected to kick off. They got great field position on that first series, and they're going to get good field position here.
Tim Murphy back deep to receive. It is a high floating kick, and he will wave for the fair catch, and he'll catch it right at the 49-yard line of the Wildcats, and that's where Sequoia will take over 1st and 10 with 4:13 to go here in the opening quarter.
Yeah, Mr. Tim Murphy learned a lesson. The last time he did fair catch that football, 15, Andrew Knox, along with Ian Edison, lit him up on that first punt. So Mr. Murphy got a revelation that when that ball's high and short, you raise your hand and don't take that lick.
Well, the Chiefs will start from the left hash mark. Again, they work out of the wing tee. Grummer will again go under center as he brings the tight end to the right side of the formation. This time they're going to send Reedy in motion, and again they hand off right up the middle. The ball carrier that time, number 41, Adam Mincy, the fullback, gains about 4 on first down, brings up 2nd and long with 4 minutes to go here in the opening quarter. No score along the banks of the Etowah River.
Number 3, Dakota Bunch, coming up and making the kind of tackle that you like to see if you're a defensive coordinator. When he hit that running back, when he hit Mincy on that play, he finished that run off going east-west. He did not finish north-south. He turned him east-west.
2nd and 6 the call as the Chiefs will bring it up to the line. Again, no score here from Wildcat Stadium along the banks of the Etowah River. This time, Grummer brings his tight end to the left side of the formation. He's going to send Reedy in motion, and again, they hand off right up the middle. Running the football again is the fullback, Adam Mincy, and he pushes his way near the first down marker. Gain of 6 on 2nd down. It's going to be about a half a yard short, and it'll bring up 3rd and short. And again, a huge play here for the Woodland defense.
And that was that kind of little middle dive that they're running, but this time the fullback Mincy, as you can see, he's cheated up tight, bounced it back towards the left side, and again, 3rd and short, and Sequoia just lines up real quick and tries to catch the defense off guard. Again, they did the quarterback sneak and got the first down. Just good coaching on the part of the offensive staff of Sequoia. It looks like it's built-in play where you just call a color, you go blue, and everybody knows you automatically line up, and it's going to be a quarterback sneak, and they're able to get up to the line quickly before the defense of Woodland can line up.
So Sequoia comes up for what will be the 4th play of this drive. Again, Grummer goes under center. They're going to run that Delaware set with the A-back in the backfield. This time they're going to send him in motion, and they hand off again right up the middle, and pushing his way forward again is Adam Mincy. And Mincy bringing off some yardage in chunks here. And just like that, with 2:24 to go here, Sequoia will face 2nd and short, and that's one of the ways a good running offense works. They continue to hammer it inside and continue to move the sticks and create short yardage situations for their offense.
Yeah, you can see the fullback's a big part of this offense. It's Mincy to the right on the belly, Mincy to the left on the belly, Mincy with the fullback trap, Mincy with the hard dive to the middle, but the fullback a big part of the Sequoia offense.
We had an official timeout on the field, so the clock now runs with 2:14 to go here in the opening quarter. Grummer will again go under center. This time he brings the tight end to the left side of the formation, and now he's going to hand off again right up the middle, and pushing his way forward again is Adam Mincy. And I think they're going to come right at the Wildcats until they can stop them.
Yeah, again, Scott, when it's short yardage, they shorten their splits up and they get in there tight, and really the line just comes off together and just hand it to Mincy in tight, and he kind of bounces to the left or right, or they do a quarterback sneak. But Mincy looks like the type of kid that they may give the football to 31 to 35 times tonight.
Well, 1st and 10 the call as the Chiefs will bring it up to the line. Again, they're going to work out of the wing tee. Grummer again goes under center. Mincy in at fullback. And this time he's going to send a back in motion. They give it to him around the left end. That's Reedy, and he's hit after maybe a gain. Actually lost a yard on the play. It'll bring up 2nd and long, and that's a big play for the Woodland defense.
Again, we've seen this. It was almost like an instant replay where he had number 4, as you can see on the replay, Jeremy Cleaver, coming up on the buck sweep. And again, the guard cannot get there quick enough. Cleaver using his quickness to get around the block of the guard and make the tackle on the buck sweep. But this is a time where you see run, and all of a sudden they play action and you find a guy wide open. So the secondary needs to be alert right here for Woodland.
2nd and 13 the call. Again, they're going to send Reedy in motion, and they're going to run right up the middle again to Mincy, who pushes his way for about 3 or 4, but it's going to bring up 3rd and long. And last time Woodland got in this situation, they were able to protect the line. Actually, it's going to be 3rd and 10. They didn't give him forward progress as far as I thought. It'll be 3rd and 10 now. And again, as I said, the last time Woodland faced 3rd and long, they were able to stop the Sequoia offense. Let's see what the Chiefs do.
Yeah, they didn't throw a pass, Scott. They ran the inside trap, and Woodland made that tackle at the line of scrimmage, but Sequoia has yet to attempt a pass in this football game.
Grummer goes under center, and there's a lot of movement on the line. That looks like it's going to be against the Chiefs, creating 3rd and 15 now, the situation for Sequoia. 25 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. And
so far, we have no idea what type of passing game, if any, Sequoia has.
Boy, this is our 4th television game of the year. We've had the last couple first quarters have taken almost an hour. Tonight, we're almost done with the first quarter in 15 minutes.
In a couple of drives, Sequoia's had 2 long drives, and Woodland went 3 and out. But this is the kind of football that Sequoia plays traditionally.
Grummer goes under center, and this time he's going to roll out. They have a halfback option in place. He's going to look downfield, throws it up. Ball is in the air, and it's going to be incomplete. That time intended for number 21, Tim Murphy. It falls incomplete, and now the Chiefs are going to have to make the decision, and they'll bring the kick team in and try another long field goal.
Yeah, kind of, as you see on the replay, the halfback pass by Reedy on this play, and that great play by number 3 in the secondary, Dakota Bunch. He was really not open. That wideout was blanketed at that time by Bunch. This kind of gives you doubts about the quarterback when you throw a halfback pass.
This is going to be a 49-yard field goal. Now they're going to roll back, throw outside, and it's incomplete. And that's big for Woodland because now they get the football there as opposed to back at the 20.
And even though that snap was bobbled, that was not a bobble snap. They were faking that all the way. That was a fake kick. But again, as you stated, Scott, this is huge for the defense of Woodland, and the momentum, hopefully can shift to the offense of Woodland. But a great stand by the defense. You wonder if the quarterback, number 13, Nathan Grummer, can throw any at all when you throw a halfback pass on 3rd and long.
And that'll do it for the first quarter of play. No score here from Wildcat Stadium along the banks of the Etowah River. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. Wildcats with the football, and they'll pitch it out to Horace around the right end. He's looking for the corner and gets tripped up in the backfield. A little too much east-west on that carry and not enough north-south for Horace. Just couldn't quite get to the corner in time.
Again, Scott, great leverage by the defense of Sequoia. They play great position, great leverage. Overall team speed may not be as fast as Woodland, but Woodland's still not able to get to the edge against Sequoia. Defensively, you can see that this team with their linebackers, they're extremely well coached, do a good job of playing position and getting the reads. On that sweep, I think Horace lost. It looks like he lost about 4 or 5, so 2nd and 15, Woodland in the hole already, 2nd and long.
Well, the Wildcats will bring it up to the line. Again, they're going to hand off right up the middle, and pushing his way forward that time for the Cats was number 22, Dale Rhodes, on the carry. And a nice pickup that time for the Wildcats. They get about 7 yards on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 5 now for the Wildcats offensively. Mitchell Bowles comes to the sideline to get the play. Now they bring it in. Also entering the game now is C.J. Jackson. Jackson comes in to replace Chris Frazier, and the Wildcats will break the huddle. Working from their own 37-yard line, 10:35 to play here in quarter number 2. Wildcats under center, and this time they're going to pitch it off to Horace around the left end. He's looking for the corner and knock him off his feet right at the line of scrimmage. No gain. It'll bring up 4th down, and now the Wildcats will bring on their punt team.
Yeah, Tyler Reedy, number 31. That's something you see on highlights on the NFL when you see a guy get hit low and you see the helicopter spin here. You can see Horace making a cut, and then there's 31 Reedy. Wow. Good job by Horace hanging on to that football.
So the Woodland punt team will come onto the field. Zach Nelson back deep to kick it, his 3rd punt of the game. We're inside 10 minutes to go here in the 2nd quarter, and he gets his foot underneath that one, and a great kick. Launches that one deep. Drops it at the 16. He'll pick it back up and now try to get to the corner, and he'll get out to the 27-yard line where he goes out of bounds, and that's where Sequoia will take over 1st and 10.
And that was a great kick, and that's how you change field position. When you got a great punter that can turn the field position with his leg, it gives you a huge advantage. And that time Woodland able to turn the field on Sequoia. Now the defense, Scott, has got to get off the field. You got to think there's no way you can let Sequoia, even though they have no points, they have really used ground controls. You can see the punter for Woodland on the sideline, Nelson, doing a great job, but you can't keep your defense on the field all day. And they've had 2 long drives, but no points.
Sequoia will bring their tight end to the left side of the formation. Grummer again goes under center. He sends it back in motion, and this time he hands off again right up the middle of the field to number 41, Adam Mincy, who has been a one-man wrecking crew. The belly has really done in Woodland defensively tonight.
Yeah, Mincy will need a whirlpool after this game, but it's Mincy on the belly, Mincy on the hard dive, Mincy on the trap, and that looks to be the game plan of Woodland. They're going to run their fullback until you can stop them.
And Woodland, that's been the one play that's hurt their defense, has been the Chiefs running to Mincy up the middle, and here they do it again. And again, they push their way forward. And, drives where they've used him, plays where they've used him, they've been able to move the sticks on previous drives when they've started a drive or started a series of downs with trying to go outside. Woodland's been able to pin them back, and then they've faced 3rd and long. But here they've kept it on the ground 2 consecutive times right up the middle. Again, I think if I was Sequoia, I'd run Mincy until you can stop him.
You're exactly right, Scott. It's been the bug sweep where they've lost 12 and 15, 2 yards and 5 yards, and they made them 2nd and 12, 2nd and 15. But as long as they're running north-south with Mincy, they're getting yardage.
Grummer again goes under center. He's going to send it back in motion. Drops back. First play of the pass play of the game, and he throws it across the 40 down to the Woodland 38-yard line. So the Chiefs will move the sticks.
So Grummer can throw the football, but that's what happens when you run the ball, then you fake, and all of a sudden you got guys that are wide open because you're concentrating so hard on the run. But play action is very effective after you've run the football. But you've got to run the football if you want somebody to think that back has the ball. You draw those linebackers in tight, and that's what they did, and they threw it right over the top of them.
Grummer under center, and this time again he hands off to Mincy up the middle, who pushes his way across the 30, the 25, and he'll be wrestled down at the Woodland 23-yard line. And a pickup of 16 on first down for Mincy, and with 8:06 to play here in the opening half, the clock is stopped momentarily while they reset the chains. And Sequoia is knocking on the door here late in the first half.
And you may not see anybody else run the football but Mincy. They may have to get another fullback in there. The sweeps are not open, but you can run the traps and you can run the belly. Mincy, kind of a poor man's version of Larry Zonka. You know, he's not that big. He doesn't have a lot of speed, but very effective inside.
This time again they give it to Mincy, and now he's hit right at the line of scrimmage, but he pushes his way forward for a couple more. Going to bring up second and short.
Yeah, and that's Sequoia football.
Well, second and long, I guess second and 7 to call it.
He picked up about 3 on that play, and that's Sequoia football. And Mincy getting up slow after this play. Of course, if he has to go from what I've seen so far, then that would be that'd be a blow for Sequoia. And I can't tell, Scott, if it's a shoulder or what it is, but he may just be wore out. I don't know.
He's pointed to his left arm.
It looks like the left arm. It could be exhaustion.
Keep an eye on him and see what they do. They're going to pull him to the bench. Does look exhausted. Hopefully he's okay, as the Chiefs will bring it up to the line. Chiefs will come in with a new fullback. I believe that's number 11, Clay Bowman.
I think they've taken number 31, Scott, Tyler Reedy, and moved him to fullback.
All right, and they're going to get an offside call, or procedure call rather. Brings up 2nd and 12.
Scott, just from looking to the sideline, looking at Mincy, I don't think they're working on the shoulder or anything else. I really think the kid got tired.
Well, he's run the ball quite a few times here in the first half.
He's probably had already 12 to 13 carries in the first half.
The fullback now is Reedy, as he said earlier, Coach, and now going to send it back in motion, and this time they hand off to Reedy up the middle, and he pushes it down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. And now Mincy's going to come back into the game.
Yeah, he was exhausted. Coach, I need a blow because he's run the football. If they continue at this rate, you know, he'll have 40 carries if they don't get another fullback in the football game.
So 3rd and 7, a big call here for the Wildcats defensively. 3rd and 7 the call, and Sequoia will bring it up to the line, and we got a timeout on the field. Sequoia is going to burn their first here with 6:23 to play here in the first half. We'll take a quick break as well. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive in Cartersville on Main Street, where Chuck Clancy now is the Chevrolet dealership, but they also have the Jeep dealership and Dodge dealership there, which provide you the best deals in all of North Georgia. And Sequoia will break the lines up as they get ready to kick this one off. And they'll kick it deep. A high floating kick into the end zone, but they'll field it at the 2. And running the football is Phillip Adams, and he's going to be hit and dropped back at the 4-yard line. Maybe they'll give him forward progress across the 5 to the 6, but that's where the Wildcats are going to take over 1st and 10, and that's just a tough break for Adams because that ball was high. Looked like it might have gotten in the end zone, and then it just landed a yard or so short of the end zone, and he had a tough time fielding it, and then it was all downhill from there.
Yeah, and Adams might have been better off just letting that ball hit and possibly going into the end zone because the ball was kicked by Plemons into the corner. And when you get a football kicked into the left or right corner, you're not going to get a very good return, particularly when Sequoia had all their guys stacked to that side. And give Clemens a lot of credit for putting the football exactly where he needed to.
Well, Woodland's going to start from their own 3-yard line, so not ideal to start this series, and they hand off right up the middle. Pushing his way forward is Cordell Horace. And Horace slow to get up.
I hope he's doing a Jim Brown imitation, but it looked like
that's
Horace is going to be down. You know, hopefully that's not serious for Woodland. That would be a huge blow for Woodland because Horace is one of the more effective runners.
Coming into the game now for the Wildcats is Bobby Turner. And we'll take a quick timeout while they work on him with 5:55 to go here in the opening half of play. It's Sequoia 7, Woodland nothing. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the high school football game of the week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. You're watching the high school football game of the week. Horace leaves the field with the injury, and the clock continues to run. 5:45 to play here in the opening half of play. Mitchell Bowles goes under center. This time he's going to send it back in motion. He drops back and gives it underneath this time. The ball carrier, number 5, Josh Hill, pushing his way out to the 15-yard line, and that's good enough for a Wildcat first down, and the clock will stop with 5:32 to play here in the opening half, and the Wildcats get their first down of the game.
And Josh Hill going from defense, his defensive back position, over to offense, and I'll tell you, that was a huge run by Josh Hill because you don't want to punt the football back in your end zone and give it back to Sequoia. If you're Woodland, you want to try to come out and keep the clock moving with 5:17 to go here in the half and keep it away from the Sequoia offense.
Well, the Wildcats bring it up to the line. They're going to send it back in motion, and this time they give it to him around the right end. That time it's Bobby Turner, and he's going to be hit right at the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard on the play. And again, Wildcats going too much east-west in this game. They need to get this ball going downhill.
Yeah, both teams have struggled trying to run east-west against one another. Number 11, Clay Bowman for Sequoia, was able to run Turner down from the backside from his defensive end position. So that was a very slow developing play for Woodland. It'll be 2nd down and 12 for first down. Turner losing 2 on that play.
7-0 your score. Sequoia on top of this one, and we are almost done here with the first half. 4.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter, and the Wildcats will drop back. Bowles underneath, and this time hands off right up the middle to Dale Rhodes, and that play taking a long time to develop in the middle, and a little too much
right,
going
Scott.
on.
That was just, the timing was not there on that play. Bowles faking the pitch like it was a sweep, and then he's waiting for Rhodes to come back underneath. Woodland got a big play on that in the first quarter, but that time the timing was off on that play, and Sequoia was waiting for Rhodes when he got the handoff.
Brings up 2nd and 12 with the loss of 2, and with 4:13, we got a penalty flag on the field. Personal foul against Sequoia, so that'll be 15 yards and an automatic first down. So a big break here for the Woodland offense, rather. And the Wildcats will come out of the huddle. 4:13 to play here in the opening half. Cats bring it up to the line. Bowles will go under center. This time he's going to split Scotty Wyndham wide to the left side of the formation. And again, they hand off up the middle, and trying to get to the corner that time was Josh Hill. And nice speed in pursuit that time by number 4, Eric Robinson.
Yeah, it looked like Josh Hill had a play, and it looked as if he was going to pick up 7 or 8 yards on that play. And number 4 for Sequoia, Eric Robinson, coming out of nowhere. Of course, Scott, the thing I'm looking at, I know in Georgia Tech plays, the biggest thing that people are screaming and hollering is throw it to 21 Calvin Johnson, but Woodland lines up with a wideout, number 89. It's about 6'5", 6'6". You got to think you got to give him a chance sooner or later. He hadn't had a pass thrown at him yet.
And he's a basketball player, and they're going to throw it up to him right there. And not a little bit overthrown, and Wyndham didn't have a chance at that one, and the clock stops with 3:19 to go, and it brings up 3rd and long.
Yeah, I don't know who's listening to me, but somebody were thinking the same thoughts that I was thinking. That time that pass was overthrown, Wyndham really didn't have a chance on that pass. But you got to throw it up, and as you stated, Scott, he's a basketball player, great rebounder, physical kid, but Bowles has got to throw it up and give him a chance. If you want to, turn it into a jump ball and see if that cornerback can out-jump Scott Wyndham on that play.
Well, the Wildcats are going to bring it up to the line. They'll come out of the wing tee. Wyndham split out wide to the right side of the formation. Bowles goes under center. He sends it back in motion. They run a crisscross underneath, carrying the football and pushing forward across the 30 out to about the 33-yard line that time was Dale Rhodes, and it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Wildcat punt unit will have to come on the field as the clock will run inside 3 minutes before they snap it. Well, they may not bring the punt unit on.
Where, as you can see, there's a running back, Bobby Turner, handing off to Rhodes on the replay. Obvious passing down, but that's an opportunity where you can catch the defense a little off guard. They're thinking pass, and you try to run it underneath. But he was stopped short. And
I don't know about this, Coach. 2:41 to go here in the first half. Sequoia's going to get the ball to start the second half, and you're going to go for it on 4th and 4. They bring it up to the line. Maybe they'll just run a freeze count here to try to get Sequoia to jump off sides. They got timeouts to burn, so maybe that's what they're going to do. Now they send another back in motion. Long snap count, and that's a good play there, and that's what they're going to do.
That's a good play, Scott, because you're burning clock, you're using time. That's actually a pretty good play. And I feel a little better that they didn't snap that football and go for it.
2:20 to play here in the first half. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the high school football game of the week. We'll be right back after this, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. And welcome back. You're watching the high school football game of the week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. 2:20 to go here in the opening half. Wildcats with the football, but they're going to have to kick it away. Zach Nelson, who gave the Cats some good field position with a great kick the last time he came out. Will try to pin the Chiefs back. They're going to come after him and almost got a hand on him. And that ball will be fair caught at the 37-yard line, and that's where Sequoia will take over 1st and 10 with 2:13 to play here in the first half.
Now the question is, with 2:13 left, and Woodland Sequoia starting his drive at the Sequoia 38. Do they have a quick strike offense? We haven't seen that so far. So, if you're Woodland, they're going to mix in a couple of runs, but don't get beat deep and give them anything cheap. And as I say that, they come out in a trips formation with 3 wideouts.
The Chiefs will bring it up to the line. Out of the wing tee, they're going to send it back in motion, and this time they hand off to Mincy up the middle, who pushes his way across the 45 out to about the 48-yard line. Almost a pickup of 10 on the carry. And they're going to move the sticks. So the clock stops with 2:05, and this now changes the dimensions of things for the Chiefs. They may have just fallen on the ball and waited for the second half, but now at the midfield stripe, you think they'll take some chances here and try to go after him. Again, they'll run right up the middle with Mincy, and again, he comes right at the Woodland defense, picking up 4 or 5, and it's going to bring up about 2nd and 5, 1:50 to play here in the first half. Sequoia coming under center. Grummer goes under center. They're going to send it back in motion, and this time again they hand off to Mincy up the middle, who bulls his way forward across the 40 down to the Woodland 39, and that's going to be enough for a first down, and they're going to move the sticks again as the clock stops with 1:31 to play here in the first half.
Scott, I've never seen a 2-minute offense look like this before. They're lining up on the line of scrimmage, but they're handing off to the fullback. Mincy with the belly, Mincy with the hard dive. They have 2 timeouts left in the half.
They're going to hand off again to Mincy, who pushes his way forward. Ball is loose. It's on the ground. We'll see who's got it. Wildcats are saying they have it, but they don't. It'll be Sequoia football.
Got a tight end for Sequoia, number 82. Stephen Plain got on that football, but again, I've never seen a 2-minute offense look like this where you give it to the fullback 5 plays in a row. They're going to take Mincy out, and you can see right there that that ball popped up. Woodland had a, tremendous opportunity there and just couldn't get on that football.
The 1:06 to play here in the first half. 7-0 your score. Sequoia on top of this one on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And again, they run right up the middle, and that time the ball carrier, number 31, Tyler Reedy.
And number 1, Phillip Adams, came up and really stuck Reedy right there behind the line of scrimmage right there line of scrimmage for no gain.
So 52 seconds to play here in the first half. They'll take a timeout. We will as well. 7-0 your score. Sequoia on top of this one. We'll be right back on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. 52 seconds to play here in the opening half. And the Chiefs will bring it up to the line. They're going to send Reedy in motion, and they drop back under play action, throw to the flat, and the ball is incomplete, and the clock will stop. Actually, the clock never started, so now the clock will run. Well, now they've stopped it with 49 seconds to go. So,
and the quarterback for Sequoia, Grummer, had a man open. He had Reedy open in the flats, and just a low pass that Reedy could not handle, but you would think now Sequoia with one timeout left and 49.5 seconds left in the half. They've got to throw the football now, so let's see what they come out here with. They're at the Woodland 27-yard line, so you would think they've got to go to the air.
Wing to the right side of the formation. They're going to send him in motion, and this time they hand off underneath, and Reedy is loose across the 10, the 5, and he's going to dive for the pylon. Touchdown, and just like that, they just run a little crisscross underneath and a little misdirection underneath, get the ISO, and coming in to score that time is Tyler Reedy, and that is the second touchdown of the night for the Sequoia Chiefs. And what a move inside as he just wheels his way through and looking for blockers out front, nowhere to go, and just keeps his feet and dives into the end zone.
And Mincy really is their big play guy, but wow, Scott, I don't know if I've ever seen a team sold out to the run like Sequoia.
Snap is down, kick is up, and it's good. The Chiefs lead it 14-0. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. 40.2 seconds to play here in the opening half. Woodland will get the football and one crack at it. And boy, the Wildcats need a big play right here.
Yeah, very impressive drive by Sequoia. They may as well be a wishbone football team because they're not going to throw the football unless they absolutely have to. And I thought they had to, and they didn't throw the football, able to go, cover about 60 yards on that drive with 2 minutes and 13 seconds, and they finished the drive with 40 seconds left. So their coach was really sold out to the run.
We got whistles all over the field. Wonder what the delay. Oh, it looks like we may have a timeout on the field.
Got a timeout by Sequoia.
So while they take a timeout, we will as well. 40.2 seconds to play here in the first half. It's Sequoia 14, Woodland nothing. We'll be right back after this on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. 40.2 seconds to play here in the opening half, and Woodland will now get the football after the quick timeout on the kick, and they're going to kick a little floater down the middle of the field. That ball's going to bounce, and the Chiefs pick it up, and they've got the football. And so if there's no penalty flag on this side of the field, it's going to be Sequoia football, and they're going to end up with pretty good field position.
Yeah, you had a couple of guys, Scott, on the second level for Woodland that lost sight of the football, and that ball fell right there, and it becomes a live ball. But for Sequoia, you can't advance it, so the ball is dead where it was touched, and you basically just kicked off to yourself, and Sequoia 1st and 10 with no timeouts left. They call the last timeout on the kickoff.
So now Sequoia will start at the Woodland 29-yard line. They're going to throw it to the flat, and the ball is incomplete. And good pressure that time by the Woodland front seven.
And they had a man open, number 21. Tim Murphy was open, but Grummer just didn't have enough time to get it to Murphy on that play. Nice pressure by Woodland. And Woodland going to take a timeout.
So Woodland's going to take a timeout, talk it over. 2nd and long. The call, 34 seconds to play here in the opening half. It's now Sequoia 14, Woodland nothing, and the Chiefs are looking for dinner. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. 34 seconds to play here in the first half. Chiefs with the football. Again, they will also get the ball to start the second half. Grummer goes under center, and this time he's going to hand off right up the middle, and carrying the football that time again is number 31, Tyler Reedy. And Sequoia quickly up to the line. Out of timeouts, 22 seconds to go. Here in the first half, Grummer will go under center. 3rd and about 5 the call. They're going to have to run a play because they can't spike it. Yep, there they will.
Well, I think they're going to spike it, Scott, and they're going to try to kick it right here.
So they'll bring the field goal unit on, try to get 3 out of this. So we'll see what the Chiefs can do here. This would be the third attempt for their kicker tonight.
That'll be number 6, Plemons. And Scott, he's got plenty of leg, but Plemons just hasn't been accurate here in the first half.
So the snap is down, the kick is up and on the way. That is a 41-yarder, and it splits the uprights for 3. And just like that, Sequoia is on the board again. They lead it now 17-0 with just 5 ticks remaining here in the first half. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. 5.8 seconds remaining here in the first half, and Woodland will get one crack at it here to return this ball. Maybe one play offensively.
Well, the first thing, you got to field this football because they've changed the way they're kicking off. They're going to pooch it up again.
Again, Woodland going back to catch this one. It will bounce, and the Wildcats will go up for it, and they will catch the football. 2 seconds. Clock will stop with inside a second to play here in the first half.
Scott, that football hit the ground and bounced up high again. That's dangerous. You know, if it goes up and Sequoia knocks that ball out and they get on it, and then they're going to line up and kick another field goal. So you got to field that football. You know, you don't need to give them any more points here in this half.
So Woodland will have one play here from their own 15-yard line. You try anything here or just take a knee?
You know, if I got number 89, Scott, I may take a chance, throw it up deep, see what happens.
And they're just going to go ahead and take the knee, and that will do it for the first half of play. 17-0 your score. Sequoia on top of this one at the end of 2 quarters. We'll take a quick break and come back, and when we return, we'll have our halftime show brought to you by United Community Bank. And again tonight, you will hear both bands from Sequoia and Woodland as the pride of Woodland High School, the Wildcat Marching Band, will get us underway here for the halftime show. 17-0 your score at the break. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to Woodland High School as we get ready for half number 2 of play here in week number 4 of the 2006 season. Woodland in Sequoia, and the Chiefs have a commanding 17-0 lead, and they're about to get the football here to start the third quarter. Woodland's defense will definitely have to rise to the occasion as we get ready to get this one underway. Kicking this ball off for the Wildcats is Justin Sims, and it's just going to be an end-over-end kick right up the middle, and a little squibber will be fielded and brought down to the 44-yard line.
Number 20, Tyler Adams, I think it kind of surprised him when he fielded that football. That ball only went about, 10, 12 yards, but Sequoia will have great field position at the Sequoia 44-yard line. Of course, it goes without saying, this opening drive, Woodland has got to have a stop. You can't allow Sequoia to get more points here in this opening drive, and you know what they're going to do. It's going to be the fullback. Mincy to the right, Mincy to the left, belly, hard dives, and so far, this first half, Woodland has not been able to stop the fullback, and we're going to get a flag here on Sequoia. It might be
delay a game, I think. And it is?
Well, it's going to be illegal participation.
So 12 men broke the huddle.
Right. Don't you love that rule?
Yeah.
Of course, if you had that penalty when Valdosta was playing in the mid to late 60s, you just took out 50% of their playbook because one of those guys would step off the sideline.
Sequoia bringing the tight end to the left side of the formation. Grummer under center, and again they hand off to Mincy right up the middle, who pushes his way for 3 or 4, and it brings up 2nd and long, and the clock continues to run.
That time they led with one of the halfbacks on the linebacker, ran isolation with the fullback Mincy running right in the B gap on that play. You know the plan, you know the strategy. They're going to run right at you. Even though it's 2nd and 15, they're going to line up and they're going to run the football. That's their plan, that's their strategy, and they're going to run it until you stop it.
Taking a look at the replay here, and again, Mincy right up the middle again. Back to the action here. Sequoia with the football, and they hand off right up the middle again. Good play that time. Pushing it forward there was Tyler Reedy. It's nowhere on 2nd down, brings up 3rd and long.
Yeah, and second, instead of throwing the football on 2nd down and 12, they take number 31, Reedy, and they put Reedy at the fullback position, and he's kind of their home run guy, and that's for Sequoia, that's like a pass, giving it to 31 Reedy, and Reedy using his speed to make a big play.
So Sequoia bringing the play from the sidelines. Nathan Grummer brings him up to the line. 3rd and 10 the call. 10:35 to play here in quarter number 3. This time they'll bring the tight end to the left side of the formation, and we got timeout call, and Sequoia will burn one here. Again, 10:30 to play here in quarter number 3. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. Sequoia with the football, 2 backs in the backfield, and this time they're going to drop back, play action. Grummer walking out, and he gets hit in the backfield and dropped. Great play defensively. Coming on to make the play is Scotty Wyndham, and what an effort defensively for the Wildcats, and that's going to force the Chiefs to punt this one away.
Boy, and did Scott Wyndham lay a hit on Grummer, the quarterback. Surprisingly, Woodland coming out, Sequoia coming out and throwing the football. And
wow.
Grummer held on that ball too long as you see him get wiped across the screen by Scott Wyndham on that play.
Good looking play defensively there by Wyndham. The Chiefs will get ready to punt this one away. A high floating kick, and that ball is going to roll dead out of bounds. And it looks like about the 30-yard line, and that's where the Wildcats will take over 1st and 10 with 9:47 to play here in the 3rd quarter.
And if you're Woodland, the coaching staff, you got to be pleased with the effort on this opening drive, because that's exactly what you need to happen on this open drive. You got to stop them, get a 3 and out, and get Sequoia off the field, get that offense off the field, particularly get the Woodland defense off the football field. But you got to have some points, Scott. They only have 2 first downs that first half. You got to get some points on the board.
Well, the Wildcats will bring it up to the line. They're going to work out of the wing tee. Again, they're going to send it back in motion, and this time they hand it off right up the middle. Horace with the ball carry and gets maybe a yard on the play. Might have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Very little gain, if any. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And it's good to see Cordero Horace back in the football game again for Woodland, a big part of their offense. But on that play, he got no yardage on that play. It'd be 2nd down and 10 for Woodland first down. And again, you got a field position issue. You want to at least punch it out and try to get at least 1 first down here.
So Mitchell Bowles barks out the call in the huddle and brings them up to the line. Bowles will go under center. 9:04 to play here in the 3rd quarter. This time Bowles fakes the pitch, hands off underneath. The ball carrier that time is Chris Frazier, and he's hit right at the line of scrimmage for very little gain. And it brings up 3rd and 10. And the Cats now may have to put it in the air.
That time Frazier was tackled by number 27, Matt Classy, the linebacker, senior linebacker for Sequoia. And Scott, they got 2 good-looking senior linebackers. Both of them go about 6'2", 6'3", but good-looking linebackers inside for Sequoia.
So the Wildcats will bring it up to the line. Mitchell Bowles goes under center, 8.5 minutes to go, and they're going to throw it over the top. Wyndham comes back to the football. Great play offensively, and the Wildcats are in Sequoia territory for the first time tonight.
Scott, you got a weapon on the outside with 89, Scott Wyndham. Good throw by Bowles. That time he didn't overthrow Wyndham, but kind of threw that ball a little behind him and gave him an opportunity to catch a football. Now Woodland going no huddle, coming quickly up to the line of scrimmage, and if they can get it snapped, they can throw this football up again. As you can see on the replay, that ball was slightly underthrown. When that happens, the wideout had it. Nice throw by Bowles on that play.
Great job by Wyndham to come back to the football. And we're back to the action here. Wildcats with the football, and this time they're going to hand off to Horace up the middle, who pushes his way across the 40 down to the Sequoia 38-yard line. A gain of 4 brings up 6.
And you see Woodland running the fullback belly. That's a play that Sequoia has had a lot of success with in the first half, and Horace picking up 3 tough yards on that play. But you got to remember number 89 on the corner. That is a mismatch regardless of what corner that Sequoia tries to line up and cover 89 Wyndham.
So again, Bowles goes under center out of the wing tee. He's going to send it back in motion, and this time he hands off right up the middle, and pushing his way forward that time is Josh Hill. And boy, he has the ability to slash through, getting north-south as Horace checks back into the ball game offensively, and it's going to bring up 3rd and short.
That's the 3rd carry.
No, they got it. They got the first down. They're going to move the sticks.
Yeah, 3rd carry tonight for number 5, Josh Hill. And you're right, Scott. Runs the football extremely hard. He doesn't wait around and look, but Josh Hill's getting north-south in a hurry to run that belly.
So the Wildcats will break the huddle. 1st and 10. They'll work from the Sequoia 31-yard line. 7:21 to play here, 3rd quarter. Cats with the football. They go under center. Bowles drops back, throws it over the top, has Wyndham. He's going to come back to the football, and it's going to be incomplete as he stepped out of bounds on the left side of the field. But a great effort there to go up and get the football. And you got a basketball player there. I would throw it up every play. He's got a great mismatch down the field. They're going to have to double cover him.
Yeah, you got a weapon on the outside. I'm telling you, number 10 for Sequoia, Alex Rexing, is only about 5'10", 5'11", trying to guard a 6'5", 6'6" kid. He cannot cover Scott Wyndham on the corner.
Cats will line up, 2nd and 10 the call. Sequoia moving around defensively, and now they're going to run a crisscross underneath. The linebackers, though, break quickly and come in to make the play.
Play is designed to go back up inside. There was nothing inside because, again, of those linebackers for Sequoia. Rhodes trying to bounce it outside, and once he started running east to west, he didn't get anything.
Out of the wing tee, when you run crisscross, it's got to develop a little faster than that, too. You've got to be able to hit that hole when everyone's frozen in the other direction.
The timing
you come
is
back
crucial.
the other way.
You're right. Time is crucial on that play.
That's the biggest part of that play. Again, Bowles will go under center. We've been watching that one for about 10 years now. This time, the Wildcats will go right up the middle, and again, pushing his way forward this time is Dale Rhodes, and he'll get a couple. It's going to set up 4th down, and now the Wildcats have to make a decision.
Well, of course, they're going to go for it here, but that's not a bad play. It's going to give Woodland a manageable 4th down. You know, it's not 3rd down and 12 again. He was able to pick up about 4 yards, but 4th down and 8 for a first down. And, you know, you like to see number 89 down here on the corner. They're going to go twins with 2 wideouts to the left with Wyndham on the end.
Wildcats coaching staff wanting a timeout. They're going to drop back, and caught in the backfield and dropped that time was Phillip Adams, and that play did not develop the way the Woodland staff wanted it to. They were screaming timeout from the sidelines, and nobody saw him, and Sequoia will take over on downs.
Yeah, it looked like they were trying to use Wyndham as a decoy here. They faked the pass and came back with the reverse to number 1, Phillip Adams. You can see on the replay, but Sequoia was not fooled by that play. The senior linebacker, number 42, Jordan Flint, in on the play along with the outside linebacker for Sequoia.
So Sequoia will start at their own 39-yard line. And they get going again, pushing forward. And again, a great run around the left end. And again, who else but fullback Adam Mincy, and they just continue to slam him right up the middle.
I'm telling you, he looks like Larry Zonka. He's not going to outrun anybody. Big fullback, sure-footed, does not turn the ball over. He had that one fumble, but with the carries that he has, he doesn't turn it over. Gets north-south. He doesn't try to do more than he can do. You don't see him bouncing it outside, trying to outrun anybody. Mincy is getting north-south. He's cheated up right now, and he's going to get the football.
They're going to send it back in motion, and this time they hand off to Mincy again right up the middle, who pushes his way across the 45 down to about the 43-yard line. And again, just look at the initial contact and the extra effort that Mincy continues to get as he gets 3-4 yards after the first point of contact, and that's what makes you a great football player.
Yeah, I mean, he's north-south, as you stated, Scott, that first initial hit, he's picking up 2 and 3 more yards.
We'd like to welcome all of our viewers in Cherokee County here on Channel 53. Again, catch our high school game of the week every single Tuesday night at 8 o'clock and Saturday mornings at 9:30. Sequoia with the football again. They're going to send it back in motion. And now they again go on the belly right up the middle, and pushing it forward again is Mincy. He's got the first down, and again dragging 3, 4, 5 Woodland players with him as he pushes his way forward for the first down.
Yeah, you got to be impressed with Mincy, because here it is, 4 minutes and 25 seconds left here in the third quarter. He's had a lot of carries the first half. And Scotty's still running football hard. Impressive run by the fullback, Adam Mincy, on that play. As you can see the quarterback, Grummer, reverse out and just give it to him on the belly. But look at the yards after contact. Still churning, still driving. He picked up an additional 5 or 6 yards on that play.
And now Sequoia again and again pushing the ball forward right up the middle that time. Again, a couple more yards. That time, again, it was Mincy carrying the football.
Mincy again, and that play did not look like much, but because of Mincy and that extra effort, he picked up 4 yards almost, really 3.5, almost 4 on that running play. You can see Mincy bending a little, asking for a little relief here. Coach, let's dial another number.
3:34 to play here, third quarter. Sequoia with the football. They're going to send it back in motion, and again, they give it on the fullback dive. You got a penalty flag on the field, and the clock will stop with 3:25 to go here in the third. We'll see what the call is. The legal procedure against the Chiefs. That'll back them up 5 and sets up a 2nd and 12.
Well, Scott, I realize that this is Workhorse Productions, but you may have to get a new logo, and you may just have to put Adam Mincy's face on it because he is a workhorse tonight for the Sequoia Chiefs.
He has definitely been the player of the game tonight, as he has hammered it home from the get-go. And doesn't look like there's any quit in him as he lines up again. 3:07 to play here, third quarter. And the Chiefs will bring it up to the line. Out of the wing tee, they send it back in motion and give it to him around the right end. And carrying the ball that time was number 4, Eric Robinson. And the speedster can't get to the corner, and it gains about a half a yard on the play, brings up 3rd and long. And now a big play defensively for the Wildcats. 2:45 to go here in the third.
I tell you, Scott, that's a play that neither team has gotten anything out of. Every time Sequoia has made an attempt to run the buck sweep, Woodland has been there to either make the tackle for a 2 or 3 yard gain, no gain, but Sequoia cannot get a big play on the sweep, and vice versa. Woodland has struggled trying to run the buck sweep against Sequoia.
Well, the Chiefs are going to bring it up to the line. They line up number 4, Eric Robinson, to the left and send him in motion. They drop back under play action. They roll out, throw down the field, and the ball is caught up at the 15-yard line, down to about the 13, and that's going to be a nice pickup. There are penalty flags on the field. That's going to be defensive pass interference.
And I tell you, I don't know how number 21, Tim Murphy, caught that football. Cleaver all over him, even interfered with him, and Murphy was still able to maintain concentration and pull that football in. Also, nice pass by Nathan Grummer, the quarterback. He really stuck it in there and really gave no one a chance to catch that football other than Murphy on that play, but that was great concentration by Murphy.
So they're going to go ahead and run the play clock now and the game clock. We're inside 2 minutes to go here, third quarter. Sequoia knocking on the door. First and 10, they'll work from the Woodland 14-yard line. Big play offensively there for the Chiefs.
Who's going to get the football?
Well, I believe it's going to go to Mincy. Up and right up the middle, he pushes his way forward. A helmet is off, and he'll continue to run down the field. Losing his bonnet that time was number 79, Troy Goff. And that'll be a nice pickup for Mincy right up the middle.
And Adam Mincy running in the form of those true great running backs in the middle of the third quarter and fourth quarter. Scott, you see the great running backs. For some reason, they get another gear and they get stronger. Mincy was hit at the line of scrimmage, picked up 9 yards, even though he should have been stopped at the line of scrimmage.
There you get a good look at the Woodland defense. Sequoia brings it up to the line. 2nd and 1 the call. They're going to send the tight end to the right side of the formation out of the wing tee. And again, they hand off right up the middle, and Mincy pushes his way forward into the end zone for 6. We've got a penalty flag on the field, and it's going to be a procedure call against Sequoia, so that will negate the touchdown. It was a 5-yard run that time by Mincy, and again, he just continues to hammer it home. But procedure call or not, it was a good-looking play.
It looked good. Good job by the guard and the center coming off, but 56 seconds left in the third quarter. Sequoia 17, Woodland 0. Sequoia knocking on the door, and this is where Sequoia's gotten in trouble. You know, if you can get them 1st and 15 or get them 2nd and 10, you got a chance to stop them, but you got to stop them on 1st down.
Oh, definitely. So Grummer comes from the sidelines with the play. He'll bring his Chiefs up to the line, and here comes Sequoia. 45 seconds to play here, third quarter. Sequoia knocking on the door, out of the wing tee. They're going to bring, it's more of a Delaware set. And this time they bring the tight end to the right side of the formation. They send it back in motion. And again, they give it right up the middle to the fullback, who gets down near the goal line. Going to whistle him just shy of the end zone. He'll be down at the 1.
And that's just called a middle wedge play, where they just take their guards and they shorten up the splits, and you can see them. They're all going to come off together. Mincy, the fullback, is going to stay right in there behind that wedge and pick up a 1st down.
Good-looking play offensively by the Chiefs. 20 seconds to play here in the third quarter, and here comes Sequoia. Again, they'll
see
shift.
how tight those splits are. Look at the splits. They're tight in there.
And this time again, they hand off to Mincy, who just dives into the end zone from a yard out. And just like that, Sequoia's on the board again. They now lead it 23-0 on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And what an effort here.
I tell you what, Mincy, a tough-looking running back. You got to hit him, and you got to continue to hit this kid for 4 quarters, because there's no quit in him. Number 6, Plemons, coming on now for the extra point.
Snap is down, the kick is up and on the way, and it's good. The Chiefs lead it 24-0 on the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week. We'll see you right after this. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. 5 seconds to play here in the third quarter, so Sequoia will get the kickoff. Woodland may get a playoff, and then we'll be into quarter number 4. Sequoia with a commanding 24-0 lead.
And Woodland will have to start taking some chances here, Scott, in the fourth quarter. You got Wyndham on the outside. Got to, have a few more passes going his way. They hit a slant. Hit a fade with him, but, you got to come back and try to run something else and complement that route. Maybe a slant inside. We've seen Victor Davis, along with his brother Levada from Carsville High School, run that slant. And you can get it to a good wide out. He may just take it and go 40, 50 yards with it. But got to find some ways to get the ball to Scott Wyndham, because he is their home run hitter.
All right, a deep floating kick will be fielded in the end zone. Again, it doesn't matter, as Phillip Adams cannot take that ball out of the end zone in high school football. And Woodland will take over at their own 20-yard line. So,
Scott, I think you need to petition the Georgia High School Association about that kickoff return and see if we can't get those kickoffs returned out of the end zone.
What
Gives a little extra, added extra excitement to see a kid. When they come out of the end zone, you automatically look and you see how deep was he, because you don't know. Is he going to go 102, 104? So you want to know how deep was he.
Yeah, so the longest you can return a touchdown or return a kickoff for a touchdown in high school football is 99 yards. And got a little movement on the right side of the line, and Mitchell Bowles a little frustrated. That's going to move the Cats back 5, and that's not what they want to do. 4 seconds to play here, third quarter, so they'll get one more play off.
Woodland looking to throw the football at wideout for Woodland, number 1, Phillip Adams. And Phillip Adams, a great athlete himself, another kid that catches football well and can do something with the football in the open field.
So the Wildcats will bring it up to the line. They'll work out of the wing tee. And the drop back to pass. Bowles throws over the middle, and it's intercepted. And here comes Sequoia back the other way, and they'll be whistled down right there. But the pick that time made by Tyler Reedy. How many times have we called 31 and 41 numbers? Adam Mincy and Tyler Reedy. These two have
they're
just
synonymous.
Yeah, these guys are all over. And here you see it on the instant replay. And again, just a throw right over the middle.
Yeah, and that was because of a defensive lineman rushing, putting pressure in the face of Bowles, and Bowles overthrew Rhodes, the intended receiver, the back coming out of the backfield.
And that'll do it for the third quarter of play with our score. Sequoia 24, Woodland nothing. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the high school football game of the week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions and Chuck Clancy Automotive high school football game of the week as we get ready to start the fourth quarter of play here. And now Sequoia knocking on the door after a Woodland turnover. And the Chiefs will work on this drive from the Woodland 22-yard line. Right at the 11:59 mark, and play is stopped as they run it right up the middle. And
yeah, this time they run the belly with number 20, Tyler Adams. Mincy getting a break here. Tyler Adams coming in, getting his first carry of the night. A sophomore for Sequoia running the football.
Well, Coach, next Friday night we got a big one as we head over to Earl Cunningham Stadium. Cass and Cartersville square off. Cass has won 4 times in the history of the series. They would like to make it 5. First time under head coach Rick Casco, but they're going to have to face one of the most talented offenses in the state, and it is going to be a showdown. And I tell you what, you're going to see a lot of scoring in this game. Moving the ball forward that time is the Sequoia offense. Let's see the ball carrier is.
Again, that's number 20 for Sequoia. That's Tyler Adams in at fullback. A little smaller version of Adam Mincy, but again, picking up positive yardage for Sequoia. Is going to be 3rd down and 5 for Sequoia, first down. With 11 to go here in the fourth quarter. Sequoia 24 and Woodland 0.
So Woodland loads up the line defensively. The Chiefs adjust, bring the tight end to the left side of the formation. They send it back in motion, and again they hand off on the belly up the middle. And pushing forward again.
26 on that play.
That is,
of course, that would be a number that we wouldn't have.
That one. So some wholesale substitutions coming in as they will attempt the.
Going to come in and try the field goal again with the kicker, Josh Clemens.
It'll be a 32-yarder from here. Clemens kicking from the right hash mark. 10:14 to play here in the contest. Snap is down, kick is up on the way, and it's good. He splits it from 32 yards away, and with 10:07 to play here in the contest, it's now Sequoia 27, Woodland nothing. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive. 10:07 to play here in the contest, and Sequoia getting ready to kick this one deep. Josh Clemens just split the uprights from 32 yards away. He also has a 41-yard field goal. 2 for 4 on the night. But a couple of these have been pretty good distance. Kicks this one into the end zone, and he has not I mean, with the exception of his pooch kicks, he has not had one.
Josh Clemens can kick the football.
Yeah.
This kid has a strong leg, a senior for Sequoia, and Clemens is going to have an opportunity to kick for somebody on Saturdays.
What I can't understand is, you're watching some of these college games and guys are kicking it to the 4, 5, 10-yard line. How can that happen when? I know they're 5 yards back, but how can that happen when you?
Surely there's somebody out in high school that you can find that can kick.
Every week
you.
I see a high school kicker put one deep in the end zone through the uprights. Here they go, Woodland with the football, running it north-south is Horace. Good-looking run that time as he gets out to the 30-yard line, close to the 30. Pickup of 9 on first down. Brings up second and short. Let's see what the Cats can do here. 9:51 to go in the contest.
And that's what I like about Cadero Horace. He will not stop running the football hard. Doesn't matter what the score is, the situation is. Horace is a good runner, and he's going to continue to run hard.
Horace will bring him up to the line. Send the back in motion, and they hand off right up the middle, and they push forward across the 30 out to about the 34-yard line. A gain of 5 on second down, and the Wildcats will move the sticks.
Again, nice run by Horace. Waiting for his blocks to set up and just doing a good job of making a good cut to pick up 5 yards for the first down. Be the first down and 10 for Woodland at the Woodland 34-yard line. Guess we'll call that the, about 34.
So the Cats will bring it up to the line. They're going to go wing to the right side of the formation. Bowles under center, long snap count. And this time he drops back, hands off to Horace up the middle, who breaks one tackle and pushes his way forward for 4 or 5. And the clock continues to run. We are inside 9 minutes to go in the contest.
Cordero Horace doing his Adam Mincy imitation here. Now Woodland having success running the fullback belly. But Horace, as you see here on the replay, there's the left guard, number 60, pulling. That play is designed to go a little more north-south. That's just a great run by Horace to bounce it outside and looking for daylight.
So this time they pitch it out to Horace around the right end. He bobbles the snap and then takes a hit, and he'll be dropped for a short loss on the play. It'll bring up 3rd and long, and the clock continues to run. So we get under 8 minutes to go here in the contest.
And neither team has had any success all night long trying to run sweeps, whether toss sweep like they ran with Horace on that play or bug sweeps. No success against these defenses against the sweep. You have to run right at both teams.
So Woodland will break the huddle and bring it up to the line. 8:01 to play. And there you see it on the instant replay. Tonight brought to you by North Metro Technical College and Beef O'Brady's. And the Wildcats back at the line. They're going to send it back in motion, and this time they hand off to Horace up the middle, who's hit and dropped after a short gain. It'll bring up 4th down. And now the Wildcat punt team will come onto the field.
Yeah, he may have picked up 1 yard on that play, but 4th down and 6 for Woodland first down. 7:33 left in the 4th quarter, and looks like Scott Woodland is going to go for the first down here. Down 27-0 in the 4th quarter. You really don't have a whole lot to lose.
Well, they will line it up. 7:15 to go here in the contest. Bowles drops back, throws it to the flat, has a receiver, and just shy of the first down markers is Scotty Wyndham. Liked the play, but needed to get a little deeper, and they'll turn it over on downs, and Sequoia will take over with 7:05 to play here in the contest. Clock stops while the change of possession takes place.
Yeah, you're right, Scott. Wyndham needed to at least get 3 or 4 yards deeper on that play. That was a nice tackle by the cornerback. Number 4, Eric Robinson, on that play to prevent Wyndham from getting the first down. It was a nice pass and catch, but in that situation, even though that route may call for a 4 or 5 yard cut, you've got to get to the first down instead.
They're going to send it back in motion, and they drop the football. It's on the ground. And I believe the Chiefs will take over, or retain possession, I should say. Inside 7 minutes to go here in the contest, and again, Sequoia just trying to make it move up the middle.
I can tell you one thing, they're not going to throw the football. If they throw the football, I'm falling out of the boot.
Oh, the Chiefs will bring it up to the line. 2nd and 12 to call. 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in the contest, and now they're going to hand off again up the middle. Nice push that time by the Chiefs, but not for much. It'll bring up 3rd and long.
It's number 12, another fullback in the football game for Sequoia. Daniel David, junior running back. Didn't pick up any yardage on that play. Nice job by the Woodland defense. 6:06 left here in the football game. Sequoia 27 and Woodland 0.
So the Chiefs bring it up to the line. Again, inside 6 minutes to play. Again, they'll work out of the wing tee. They're going to send it back in motion, and this time they hand up right up the middle. Again, the belly all night long is what Sequoia has done.
Stated, Scott, you said there are a lot of substitutions. I think they've substituted all across the offensive front. Still have a couple of skilled people in there that played a little on offense, but they still have the same quarterback in the game. You got Nathan Grummer still in the football game, but wholesale substitution everywhere else for the Sequoia football team on offense.
Well, with 5 minutes to go here in the contest, Coach, we are going to set a record for game time tonight. We're not even up to the 2-hour mark, and that is a lot different than what we've been seeing the last couple weeks, where both teams have thrown the ball shotgun 5 wide. So let's bring it. This is grind 'em out football. We've got a timeout call.
Well, I think you got to delay a game because Sequoia he's got to punt the football right here.
They were going to run the clock down. 5 minutes to play here in the contest, and now Woodland will get another crack at it offensively.
Of course, if you're in college, the college coaches in college football, they decline that penalty and make you punt it anyway.
Josh Plemons now comes in to kick this one away, and he does a little rugby-style kick.
That's the Billy Bennett. Billy Bennett was oh gosh.
And he's going to be dropped at the 3-yard line, and that's a tough play there for Phillip Adams.
Well, he may have gotten a break. We may have a face mask, so it may end up bailing Adams out here on that play. But that's the little punt that you've seen some other teams with. I think it's Auburn uses that little running punt where you try to get a team a little time to get downfield and cover.
Florida used to do that under Ron Zook.
Yeah, I've seen some folks do that, and I've seen Auburn do that and punt it right into David Pollock. And Pollock just catch that punt. And of course, we hope everything goes okay for David Pollock. We know he had a serious accident over the weekend with a tackle and broke his neck and had surgery, be out for the year with Cincinnati Bengals. But not only a great player, but just a great human being, David Pollock. And that's coming from a Tech fan.
There you go. You got some flags up front. Yeah, how serious are they saying that injury is right now?
He's out for the year, and it could be career ending.
That would be a huge blow to the Bengals defensively. And they got the Steelers this week too.
Still pick them to win.
1st and 10 to call. Going to send it back in motion, and now Bowles just pushes his way forward. Clock will continue to run. 4:40 to go here in the contest.
You saw a lot of substitutions on the offensive side of the football, but they still got a lot of the starters, front line people in their own defense here. Of course, this is where on offense you don't want to make a mistake and take the football and take it off the line of scrimmage. You don't want to toss a sweep. You don't want to hand it off deep to a back, trying to run it, trying to get to the edge. This is where you get north-south, something quick hitting, because you can get a safety here.
2nd and long the call. We're going to go inside 4 minutes before the Wildcats snap this ball. Bowles again under center. He's going to send it back in motion, and this time he just keeps it himself right up the middle. And with 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the contest, the referee still hasn't spotted the ball yet, so that game clock not yet even running.
So what you will see, Scott, you will see a lot of teams when they're backed up like this, they'll come out on 1st down and you throw the football. And that might be the best way to get out of a hole, particularly if you got a wide out. that can catch the football. You just get out of that hole by stepping back and throwing something quick out there. You can see on the replay, Bowles picking up about a yard or two in the play.
Well, the timeout is called by the Wildcats. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. Here, the Wildcats with the football will try to run it out of the end zone, and they'll get up to about the 5-yard line, and the clock will continue to run. We'll go under 3 minutes to go, and now Woodland's going to have to bring in the punt team.
The punter, number 15. It's not 15. I think it's Nelson is the punter coming in for Woodland. That'll be number 14, Zach Nelson, coming in to punt the football.
And this is actually probably good for him to get an opportunity to kick out of the end zone with a bunch of guys coming at him. So Nelson will kick from the back of the end zone, gets the snap, gets it underway, and this ball will bounce and take a Woodland roll out of bounds. Looks like at the 38-yard line, and that's where Sequoia will take over with 2:27 to go here in the contest.
Of course, if Sequoia can get one first down, this football game will be over with. 27 points with just under 2 minutes left in the game. It's going to be tough for, be a miracle for Woodland to come back. But, you got to give the Sequoia football team a lot of credit. I mean, they stayed with the game plan, Scott, didn't deviate from it. They're a running football team. Even in long yardage, they keep it on the ground.
Nathan Grummer in and hands off right up the middle. And they'll get very little yardage. That time, Josh Hill came away with the football. I'll tell you what, Josh Hill, his motor runs the entire night. He got to tip my hat to him. He's played a pretty good game tonight.
Josh Hill, pretty good running back. I mean, we've seen Horace at times make great runs, but Josh Hill, a pretty good running back in his own right.
Jeremy Cleaver still probably your player of the game. But see that replay and fast forward there with 1:51 to go here in the contest. Sequoia up at the line, and somebody moved on the left side. That'll be 5 against the Chiefs. And the clock stops with 1:42 to go. And again, we are wait while the referee spots the football, and then they will run that clock. 1:42 to play here in the contest.
And you don't see very many teams leave their starting quarterback in the entire game, particularly when you're up 27-0. It's the time you like to get some other kids an opportunity to get in, get some experience. So I'm not sure about the quarterback situation for Sequoia, but Grummer's still in the football game.
Sequoia this time hands off around the left end and running the football down to the 10, maybe the 11-yard line that time is number 35, Chris Yarborough. And that'll be a first down, and Sequoia knocking on the door with 1:17 to go here in the contest. Clock stops while they reset the chains.
I was going to say Chris Yarborough either stepped out of bounds or he's got the best stiff arm any running back ever seen, because he's running down the sideline and he's just stiff arming everybody along the way.
Let's give Whitney, she's a senior this year. She's not going to be able to compete anymore, so let's give Whitney, senior, two-time state champ. She's out for the year. A great round of applause.
So Sequoia will.
They're going to take a knee because Scott, all he really needed was one first down to run the clock out. So you're going to see him take a knee probably one more time, and this football game will be over.
So the Chiefs will line up. They'll call the victory formation, and that will do it here for this ball game. They'll have to take one more knee. 38 seconds to go, and that'll probably be the last snap of the game. That will do it. They'll take the knee, and Sequoia continues to stay undefeated. They moved to 3-0 in the young season, and they are on top of the region right now as they will head to the showers with a huge 27-0 victory here on the road along the banks of the Etowah River at Wildcat Stadium. For Woodland, they moved to 0-3, and next week they got a big game. They go to Lithia Springs, and they are in desperate need of a region victory. And I don't believe the Chiefs will take another snap. They won't, and that will do it for us. Don't forget, next week we got the big showdown in the county. Cartersville and Cass meet up for what will be one incredible contest at Earl Cunningham Stadium. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll break it all down here along the banks of the Etowah River. You've been watching the Chuck Clancy Automotive High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. You're watching the High School Football Game of the Week, brought to you by Chuck Clancy Automotive, and that is our final 27-0 as Sequoia stays unbeaten, and for Woodland, they drop to 0-3 on the year, and they'll try to get things back on track next week when they travel to Lithia Springs. Again, we'd like to thank our sponsors for tonight's game: Chuck Clancy Automotive, North Metro Technical College, Slopes Barbecue, United Community Bank, Trans Plus, Beef O'Brady's, Major Motors, Styles Collision Center, United States Industrial Supply, and Aflac Insurance with your local agent, Derek Strange. Again, I'd like to thank the crew for tonight's game. Directing tonight was Jason Woodside. Dusty Taff also got a little time in the director's chair in the second half. Also like to thank Jeff Coleman on one camera, Cheryl Kennedy on another, and of course, Brett Ward. I'm Scott Singer along with Donald Rucker saying goodnight from the banks of the Etowah River. We'll see you again next Friday night as Cartersville travels to Cass for our 5th game of the 2006 season. Again, we'll see you again next Friday night.